Hello everybody, welcome to Morning Call for Friday, the 8th of February 2019. I'm Fab from Hamburg, where it's grey as always. Not raining currently, but it looks like it could start raining any moment. Hope you're doing good. It's Friday, last day at work. Should be a good day. Hope you have your coffee. Let's do this. Let's get into the tech news for today. Some interesting stuff we have. There'll probably be stuff over the weekend as well. But let's start with Apple. Apple is having problems. Keeps having problems currently. They have sales problems. They have security problems, and they have now published security updates that you should probably install. These are security updates for the iPhone, the iPad, and macOS, and you should probably install all of them. So there's iOS 12.1.4. 3 was just out recently, so I keep pushing these updates. And the macOS version is, I'll have to look that up, macOS Mojave 10.14.3. So the iOS update, unsurprisingly, fixes those FaceTime bugs. Apple also says that they have discovered some other FaceTime bugs in the process. They're also fixed. It also fixes some zero-day vulnerabilities. One that was apparently being attacked in the wild. This privilege escalation thing, I think, where you could run apps as root on the device. Not good. Not good. So that was a bug in IOKit. Don't know what that is. It looks like the macOS vulnerability with the keychain that we talked about yesterday is still open. Not surprising, as the researcher hasn't given Apple any details because he wants a t-shirt. Probably some more Apple security updates in your future if you have Apple devices. It seems to be we're talking pretty much about Apple, Facebook, Amazon, and Microsoft. And since I started the show, and that seems to be a pattern, and that pattern is holding. We have now news from Germany, where the German our watchdog for antitrust thing, the Bundeskartellamt, has now ruled against Facebook and said that Facebook has used its position in the market to basically force users to give them their private data. So what the Bundeskartellamt is saying is that Facebook doesn't give users a choice. It's all or nothing. You have to give them all your data, or you can't be on Facebook. This is interestingly enough centering not so much around Facebook itself, the Facebook website. This is about this is about the Facebook getting your data from other websites. So this is about like buttons and social share buttons and stuff like that. Facebook login. And I said Facebook is leveraging their strength as a social network to get you to also report your data when you're on other websites. And they're saying this is an antitrust violation in Germany. Facebook is saying no. They're basically saying they've been singled out unfairly, and that, I think, what did they say? Facebook disagreed with the ruling, saying in a statement that the social network was merely popular in Germany, not dominant, and was being unfairly targeted. Now, I'm not sure, like, have they said what other social networks are, what's the dominant one? Why are they not dominant? Have they explained this? Because it seems to me they're pretty dominant. I mean, there's still Twitter, but there's a hell of a lot of more people on Facebook than on Twitter. They killed pretty much. They used to be German very early on. There used to be a blatant Facebook clone for students called StudiVZ. Morning Slippers. Ooh, cheer trolling.
Cheer trolling.
Very good. I like the cheer trolling. Thank you. Yes. And it worked. I can't remember what I said. Yeah. They killed pretty much all competition in Germany. So they're pretty dominant. It seems like Facebook has appealed to this. They can appeal, or they said they want to appeal to this ruling, and we'll see what come out of that. The thing is that they haven't even fined them. This is like they filed a procedure where it's basically the government wants the social network to collaborate. It's not so much about finding them, it's about solving the situation, but I don't know how they want to solve that, to be honest. I mean, what are they going to do? Like turn off all the all the like buttons? That's pretty much what the press said. Like, they're killing the like button. Yeah, I think the insidious thing about this is that it's the other site owners, right? It's not Facebook. It's not Facebook. They're saying, "Oh, you Fab, you must have a Facebook button on your website." I mean, the Bundeskartellamt kind of recognized this. They're saying they're using the market position. I have no idea how they stop this. But Jay Poser says block Facebook. Since I'm drinking from the Romulan Empire cup, I think we should just do it like in Star Trek. We should have a neutral zone around Facebook, and whenever you go in there, you have to like kind of, I don't know, call up Starfleet and get permission to go into the neutral zone, or there'll be war. I don't know what this is. So it's kind of a weirdo day today. I was looking through the news, and it's like all weirdo news. I kind of like it. This is like we're in Absurdistan or something. So the news from Microsoft is that Microsoft has ads where they tell you not to use Office 2019 because they want you to use Office 365. And these are those as I think the register calls them bizarro ads, where they have twins and they let these twins face off against each other. And one of the twins is using Office 2019, so that like the normal Office you install, right? Which pretty much anybody uses. And then Office 365 is the cloud version, and the other twin uses that, and the other twin is more productive because, I don't know, I love how the register says this. So the twins are tasked with activities designed to show off the tweaks the subscription-based product has had over months, such as listing U.S. state capitals. Well, that's handy. Wow, it can list U.S. state capitals. I really need that in Germany. Intriguingly, Microsoft did not think to challenge the participants to work out how to switch off data collection, nor did they suggest a compare and contrast on uptime. The twins were also not set the task of working out which would be cheaper over a period of time. The one-off cost of Office 2019 versus the ongoing subs of the 365 incarnation. In the UK, for example, a one-off Office 2019 home and student costs £119.99, while a personal version of Office 365 is £59.99 a year. So obviously register, pointing onto what is important here, that it might have some improvements, getting continuously improved. I don't know what they even improve in Office so much in Office 365, but to me it can't be worth the extra price tag, because Microsoft wants you to use Office 365 because this is a subscription model, and subscription models are great because they make more money even if you don't use it. So I think that is clear. Also, really interesting, cannibalize, like dissing your one product to get people to buy the other. Isn't that what Microsoft famously in that internal document called knifing the baby? Isn't this exactly what they're doing? Aren't they exactly cannibalizing their business model? I don't get it. I do like the tweet the Register has here, though. Mark Gardner on Twitter says, up next, McDonald's tells us why Big Macs are terrible compared to McChicken sandwiches. Yeah, oh god, Microsoft must be really, I don't know, are they, this looks to me like a desperate move. Are they that desperate for Office 365 users? I guess. Weird. Anyway. 7 of 9 says, what the fuck, for some reason Twitch just played yesterday's episode for me. Yeah, we that's a special thing I implemented just for you. This is Swift. This is my new anti-Borg defensive measures. Mega Slipper says, in terms of updates, security patches seem important. Yes, but Office 2019 gets them too. Office has been in the Microsoft update cycle for a long time, so it gets updates fairly quickly, really quickly, because Microsoft realized that it's a huge attack surface. Defensive measures are futile. You do sound like a bore, I guess. So I don't know. I think it's a different model. Of course, Office 365 is a web app, so you wouldn't have the same security vulnerabilities. And yes, they will be fixing it continuously, but you also have a very different attack surface. Office 365 has I would say a very, very large attack surface because it's on the web. And I think Microsoft has been experiencing that recently with those security vulnerabilities and then those outages, where I think they still haven't said that, but I still believe that they were attacked there. Anyway, let's go to some German news, because everybody likes German news, and it's also cryptocurrency news. So in the Landkreis Zwickau in Germany, the police has raided 8 buildings because people were mining cryptocurrencies in their basements. But because it's not really worth it if you have to pay for the money, so what they did is they tapped into, they didn't use their house connection, they tapped into public utility into the public power grid, so they wouldn't have to, there's no counter on there, so they wouldn't have to pay. Living the dream of a cryptocurrency miner. Now, unsurprisingly, the utility company figured this out, because there was lots of power was being used that wasn't being paid for, and they have ways of tracking this down. Yeah, Mega Slipper says classic cannabis farm tactic. Yes, it is. It's the same thing. Apparently there's five men and a woman were doing this since the beginning of 2017. And yes, they were mining Bitcoin, Dash, and Ethereum. So interesting. That's the new cannabis farm. Yeah, don't do that. They'll still figure it out either by the heat or by by the power consumption, or probably by both. Speaking of power consumption, Chrome. If you run Chrome, you know it tends to use a lot of CPU. The Chrome developers are now they have filed a commit in Chromium, the open source version, introducing a never slow mode, which they call an experimental browsing mode, that restricts resource loading, and it should restrict your CPU. However, on the register here, they're saying, however, the developers warned in a description of the flag that it, quote, may silently break content. So they're saying the change won't reduce memory footprint, but may well succeed in reducing CPU usage on pages that are not being viewed. So it does not apply to worker threads. So it reduces CPU usage on pages that are not being viewed. Why the fuck are pages I'm not viewing using CPU anyway? Like, sounds. I mean, okay, if you there's like really interactive apps, right, where they have to keep. It's basically a real app on the web, and it needs to keep track when you're not in the tab, right? But 99% of my tabs are just text pages that the only reason they use all the CPU is like all the fucking ads on there. Which, you know, I'm not really against ads, but like they shouldn't be using CPU when I'm not viewing them. I mean, what? 7 of 9 says, because I need to have cookie clicker running in the background, and Mega Slippers agrees. Yes, for something like that, sure. But like, shouldn't a browser be able to figure out if the fucking stuff that's running there is important or not? I mean, couldn't you just whitelist your fucking cookie clicker? I don't. No wonder browsers are crap. Anyway, let's get right out of Rant Town again. 7 of 9 says it's not trivial. Of course it's not trivial, but they're paying hundreds of developers for this fucking thing. I mean, what are they doing? Pull your fingers out. I use music players in the browser. Yes. Time trackers. Yes. But these are like maybe, this is like 5%. Maybe for normal people, probably just 2% of general browser usage. I mean, they should be able to figure that shit out. Come on. What am I paying you for? Oh, I'm not paying. I'm paying you with my data, Google. I want this to fucking work now. Anyway, let's wrap this show up. I wanna send you off to your Friday and then your early weekend. It's all the Facebook divs. Yeah, it is. It's probably all Facebook. Anyway, so in Berlin, they've been setting fire to Amazon trucks. Last night, on like not this night, I think it was the night on Wednesday to Thursday. This was the third Amazon truck that was burned down in Berlin. If you live in Berlin, it was on the corner of Sarrazin and Elsastraße. Shortly after midnight, a lamppost, some bicycles, and a car got damaged, and the Amazon truck was a total disaster. 7 of 9 says sad condition 9 throughout the stream. I love that. We need to put this, and we need this. This needs to be a new thing. Sad condition 9 throughout the stream. 9. No more ends. So they fighters responded. They extinguished the fire. But last week there were two Amazon trucks in Berlin Karlshorst and Berlin Gesundbrunnen, which means, it's a very funny name for a city district. It means health fountain. And also the Amazon office in the Krausestraße in Mitte was attacked. So I don't know what this is. I mean, Berlin famously full of, a bit like Hamburg, full of lefty people who like to set fire to things. And there were also like these things against Amazon because it's killing all the small stores and stuff. So they're guessing this is politically motivated. The Staatsschutz is involved investigating this, which I guess means that the authorities kind of think this could be a political thing. And that's about it. Except I have one more extreme what the fuck story for you before we stop this. And this is speaking of Amazon, this is an Amazon story. Okay, so get a load of this. Jeff Bezos, head of Amazon, was in this divorce thing, right? And there is a tabloid in the US called the National Enquirer. They belong to a company called American Media Incorporated, AMI. And Jeff Bezos says AMI is trying to blackmail them. And I'm quoting from the register here. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos today published an extraordinary open letter claiming National Enquirer publisher American Media Incorporated is trying to blackmail him by threatening to leak porn pics of the billionaire's, and I quote, semi-erect manhood. The register headline for this is National Enquirer's big packer tried to shaft me. I wouldn't give him an inch, says Jeff Bezos after dick pic leak threat. David Packer picked a pic of billionaire's pickled pecker. Yes, so the CEO of this company is called David Packer. The register didn't make this up. He is called David Packer. 7 of 9 is calling for the dick pics already. This is so apparently the Enquirer published a story about his Bezos' marriage falling apart. After he fell in love with like this new woman, and then Bezos had to confirm his, we talked about this, his divorce. And then the register says, though the situation was obviously highly embarrassing, particularly in light of the painful, awkward sex text Bezos sent to his new partner and leaked by the Gossip Mag. So I didn't realize this. So they apparently leaked sex pics. Also, I tried to look into this, but as you might be able to see, the National Enquirer page is not loading for me. I'm kind of guessing it's hosted in the Amazon cloud, and they didn't realize that, and Bezos just pulled the plug. But yes, so apparently they leaked the story, and then now Bezos is saying that to kind of, I guess, to retaliate, he got an investigator involved. And so it says Bezos said that he had asked associate and investigator Gavin the Becker to probe the sources of the tabloid's exclusive and find out if AMI and its CEO David Packer were using the Enquirer to kill unflattering news stories about President Trump and flatter senior Saudis in the hope of getting funding for future ventures. Several days ago, an AMI leader advised us that Mr. Packer is apoplectic about our investigation, wrote Bezos. For reasons still to be better understood, the Saudi angle seems to hit a particularly sensitive nerve. A few days after hearing about Mr. Packer's apoplexy, we were approached, verbally at first, with an offer. They said they had more of my text messages and photos and that they would publish if we did not stop our investigation. So, he then lists the 9 intimate photos that the AMI representative claimed they had. These include images of Bezos wearing, quote, either tight black cargo pants or shorts, and his semi-erect manhood is penetrating the zipper of said garment. One of the billionaire in his bathroom wearing nothing but a white towel, and the top of his pubic region can be seen, and another with the new Squeeze Sanchez, quote, smoking a cigar in what appears to be a simulated oral sex scene, although, as Freud may have said, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. Oh, man. So, and Bezos is basically now calling these guys out and saying, bring it on, I will ruin you. Yeah. This is, yeah. So, what we're seeing here is that everybody sends like sex messages. like even billionaires, and even like CEOs of technology companies, and now we getting this is becoming a big thing. I see this as a huge development. I mean, you see a lot about like people getting blackmailed with this kind of stuff, and politicians. Yeah, and 7 of 9 says just don't be Geil on Main. Yeah, I mean, I think we cleared that up in the last Geek News Radio. Just don't be Geil on Main. But the problem is everybody does that. Like even Jeff Bezos. Well, at least Jeff Bezos has a few billion. Like if I was that AMI guy, I'd be afraid now because he can make your life hell. You won't get any packages anymore. Your website turns off. He can hire like private investigators and shit like that. I don't know. Anyway, guess this is good for us because we have funny stories we can talk about, and shit happens, I guess. Okay, I hope you have a good Friday. I hope you'll have a nice weekend. I'll be now sitting down to watch a few episodes of The Expanse. Yes, I'm doing that for work. And yeah, I'll see you on Monday with some more tech news. And just remember, don't be Geil on Main. Set condition 9 throughout the ship.